So in Parsha Bamidbar, again, we know there are no coincidences. There's always a reason for the way things unfold. We know that Parsha Bamidbar is always before Shuas. It's always before Matan Torah. And so obviously the logic would be to sort of, find the correlation between the messages of Bamidbar and the Yontif, which Bamidbar always precedes. So certainly the obvious point that the Bali Musa talk about is by Bamidbar, one of the themes of the Parshas of the Degolim, the way that Klal Yisrael, march in formation, the importance of Seder, the idea that to be successful in Torah, to be successful as a Jew, it's critical to have a structure to one's life. And that certainly is critical. They say, Baron spoke about it a lot. This famous story about the Rosh Yeshiva, the father who visited his son in Yeshiva. The father was a chashva person, and he came to visit his son. He didn't really go first to the Beis Medrash to find out from the Rebbe how the son is doing, how well he's learning. He went straight to the room. And then when he saw the room, the structure of the room, the way that the cubbies were, the way that the bed was made, the way that the whole situation around his son's bed was the way it appeared, it made it very clear to the father, I don't have to worry. I see my son is orderly. His room is in a situation that bespeaks clarity of thought and discipline and structure. Then he knew that he was okay. He didn't have to ask any more questions. And certainly the message for all of us, obviously in preparing for Yontif like Shuas, and certainly internalizing the message of what Torah is all about, it really can only succeed in an atmosphere of Seder, in the atmosphere of order, of knowing what you're doing, knowing where you're going, having some type of structure in your life. That's very consistent. That's one of the beauties of what the Shulchan Aruch does for us on a daily basis. It gives us that structure to know how we get up, how we go to sleep, how we do the rest of the day. The mitzvos are all-encompassing, and that's a tremendous bracha. And one therefore has to make sure that the structure of one's life supports those expectations and those demands. Otherwise, it's just not chal. It doesn't really work. It doesn't really take effect properly. So just on the sort of the flip side of the dangers of what happens when there is no order. So the Sephirah says at the very end of the Parsha, there's a warning to Shevet Kahas. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Al Tachrisu, do not allow them to get cut off. Do not allow Shevet Kahas to conduct themselves in a way where they would get cut off from Klal Yisrael. Cut off from Klal Yisrael. Shevet Kahas is from the Chashuvim. They're the elite of Klal Yisrael. They're Shevet Levi. They carry the most holy utensils. So they carry the Aron. Like, what's shaykh that they should get cut off? So the Sephirah says something really amazing, which I think connects very profoundly with this and sort of gives us the other side of what happens when there is no order. We know when there is order, there's bracha, there's Shechina, all of the good things happen when Klal Yisrael follows a certain discipline and a certain order to the how they travel and how they encamp and all the other things that are connected to the golem, to the formations. But on the flip side, when there isn't, so the Sephirah says al tanichu, when it says on the words al tachrisu, not allow them to get cut off. Al tanichu es hamasos biofen shiska bem kol hakodim. Don't allow the carryings, so to speak, the way Kahas went about their business of getting the kalim to be able to have them carry them when every time they move, biofen shiska bem kol hakodim, that it should work first come, first serve. Don't let it be that way. Ki b'zeh oifen, and I guess so you wouldn't want to compare carrying the kalim of the Mishkan to anything as mundane although a kiddush is a chush of a thing, I guess it doesn't really compare when you're lining up for the cholent and for the gefilte fish, but just interesting contrast. Don't allow the situation to be that first come, first serve. Why? Because if you let it be first come, first serve, okay, first come. So I got to get first. I was here and you were here. Well, then the elbows start and the pushing starts, and don't allow that to occur that way because there's going to be pushing. And the sanctity of the Mishkan will become profaned, desecrated, and that will be a cause to have them cut off. Okay, like the Mishnah says by Shumas Hadeshet, where there was competition, right? But rather, what should it be? Let each one wait. Get your order, get your marching orders. This is your day, this is your position, this is your situation, this is your responsibility. It should be clear. Okay? Because if you do it that way, if you do it with order, right? It won't come that one person will be trying to jump against the other. And they will not, therefore, if they follow HaKadosh Baruch Hu's guidelines, they will not manifest a kalas reish, a lightheadedness, sort of a levity, or it's probably not even so much levity, because we're jockeying for position, but it's just it's not serious. There's no sense of holiness in the room. It's not solemn. It's just just basically let's just go. And it's charge. Whoever first man, first come, first serve type of mentality. Be oifen she's chayv misa. In a result where, in a way that the result of this situation would be that here you're trying to cover the aron. You're trying to do so many holy things. You're carrying literally the holiest kelim in the world. And one that we know that from Tanakh, that what happens when you touch the aron in an inappropriate way at the wrong time, what happens? It's mamish, it's a death sentence, immediate. So, there's almost a natural type of a reverence for the moment because you know what you're dealing with. Nevertheless, you see how easy kalas reish can set in. You can see how, despite the drama, the dramatic nature of what you're dealing with, and the area that you're dealing with it, and you're by the Mishkan, you're dealing with the kelim of the Kodshim and the Kodshim Kadoshim, the holiest things. See, and you're dealing with serious people who wouldn't generally fall into such a trap. You'd say it's not shaykh; these are not kids. Okay, these are adults, and yet what happens? Right, the rules are the same as the rules of the Mishkan. You have to be 30. I would imagine you have to be 30 years old and up to be involved in this. So what's shaykh that the mature people, Talmidei Chachamim, people of stature? How is that possible? And the answer is, you see that it's possible under any circumstance. If you don't create the structure, if you don't create the sort of the surroundings and the guidelines for a situation to stay in a structured state, the results could be so devastating. The results could be that literally people can lose their equilibrium. They can lose. It becomes kalas reish. It becomes I'm pushing, I'm shoving, I'm laughing, I'm mocking, whatever it is, and then before you know it, the orange chas v'sholem could become desecrated. Your responsibilities are forgotten, and you're in a situation where you chayv misa. So, and we do have similar, the Mefarshim, the Bali Musa do say that when it came to the Egel, that was, part of the idea also that you didn't stay focused. The Moshe Beinu's coming late discombobulated Klal Yisrael. The idea of sort of, losing that balance and losing that focus of what do I have to do. The minute that gets sort of disheveled and moved, person does not react properly, and it can happen even to the holiest person. That's what they say in a panic situation, right? The first thing is to stay calm and to not lose yourself. That's critical. So Bez Hashem, as we take this yontif to heart, and clearly our mindset needs to be, we're only hours away from Kabbalah Satira, that this Kabbalah doesn't, of course, just reflect rededication to Talmud Torah and to the mitzvahs of Torah, but also to that hug of the way we have to conduct ourselves, and certainly with remember this message of not to allow things to be kol hakodim zacha, just willy-nilly, but it's with structure, every part of our lives, that will lead to the bracha that we need for ourselves to be able to grow in Torah, and that's chos b'zacha to be a Mashiach.